Four casualties are being confirmed in a clash between Ethiopian military and Tigray forces. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching. Secondly, Somalia is offering to mediate. Somalia made this offer to Ethiopia yesterday when the Somalia's president attended GERD, Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam inauguration ceremony in Ethiopia. Thirdly, Rasado Red Sea Afar Democratic Organization, an Eritrean opposition group, has issued a statement about inauguration of GERD. What is Rasado saying? Let's start with the news story about a clash between Tigray fighters, Tigray military, and the Ethiopian National Defense Force. I did a video on that around 48 hours ago. I informed you about the incident. Details gradually coming out now. No official word so far. Tigray government and Ethiopian National Defense Force are silent. They're not saying a word about this confrontation. This is the second clash between Tigray military and the Ethiopian National Defense Force. It happened in Alamata town. It happened on Monday. And now four casualties are being confirmed. It is being said that two youths died in crossfire and two others died in a building which caught fire between exchange of gunfire involving Tigray security forces and the Ethiopian National Defense Force. Rumors are being spread that Tigray military has pushed federal forces out of Alamata. Rumors are not correct. Ethiopian federal forces are still in Alamata and Koram. Yes, Tigray government, Tigray military, they don't want federal military, federal forces in Alamata and Koram, but federal government is not willing to withdraw forces from the two towns. Tensions are there. In Alamata, there are tensions. Tigray security forces, they want to expand their control of southern Tigray. They want to take full control of Alamata and Koram. But Ethiopian federal forces are refusing to withdraw from there. So on the one hand, there is tension between Tigray security forces and the Ethiopian federal forces. On the other hand, Tigray peace forces, disgruntled Tigray fighters are involved in a confrontation against Tigray security forces. The killed youths were laid to rest. They were buried yesterday. Deaths confirmed in the clash. Secondly, what Somalia is offering to mediate between Ethiopia and Egypt. The president of Somalia attended GERD inauguration ceremony organized in Ethiopia on Tuesday. The president of Somalia, president of Kenya, Djibouti's president, and South Sudan's president participated in that ceremony. These presidents delivered speeches. Hassan Sheikh, addressing the gathering, said that though situation is complex, but Somalia is ready to mediate between Ethiopia and Egypt. Can Somalia be an influential and important mediator between Ethiopia and Egypt? Everyone wants to mediate, by the way. I mean, Ethiopia wants to mediate in Sudan. So Ethiopia cannot solve its internal issues through dialogue and mediation. Eritrea wanted to mediate between Al-Burhan and Hamati. Somalia wants to mediate now between Ethiopia and Egypt. Djibouti wanted to mediate between Ethiopia and Somalia last year. All these leaders are very interested in mediating abroad. When it comes to their internal problems, they use force against those who raise questions in their countries. Somalia's president had to attend yesterday's GERD inauguration ceremony because in Ethiopia, when Somalia's president attended GERD inauguration ceremony, on the sidelines of that ceremony, a meeting was held. Meeting was attended by Kenyan, Somalia's, Djibouti's, and South Sudan's presidents and Ethiopian PM. The participants talked about financing for AWESOME, African Union Support and Stabilization Mission in Somalia. The peacekeeping mission is facing budgetary problems. Who will pay the salaries of the soldiers part of AWESOME? Somalia's government is not in opposition. Financing always came from abroad. That is why the leaders met. They talked about ways of financing for AWESOME. And Somalia has confirmed that such a meeting was held. So Hassan Sheikh is very weak internally. He cannot say no to Ethiopia. He will only say no to Ethiopia if Ethiopia decides to use force to gain the sea access or to gain sea access through Somaliland. In that case, Somalia will take on Ethiopia. And we saw that last year. Now Somalia wants to have good relations with both countries, Egypt and Ethiopia. And Somalia is hosting soldiers of both countries. ENDF there, Ethiopian National Defense Force in Somalia for years. Egyptian peacekeepers are also arriving. That is why Somalia wants to mediate. I don't think this mediation can be of any use. Meanwhile, Egypt has written a letter to the UN Security Council. The letter was written in connection with GERD inauguration by Ethiopia. Egypt is asking international community to intervene, saying that Egypt reserves its right to take measures to protect its sovereignty as its water rights are being violated by Ethiopia. Egypt basically writes such letters to show that GERD is controversial, that GERD is disputed, that Ethiopia is violating international law. If it's a violation, Egypt should have filed a case at some international court. So Egypt wants to put pressure upon Ethiopia so that Ethiopia does not build more such dams, and Ethiopia does not reduce the flow of water into the river Nile through storage of huge quantities of water in GERD. Meanwhile, Rasado has issued a statement. Rasado is an Eritrean opposition armed group based in Ethiopia. For over 2 decades, this group has been fighting the Eritrean government. Red Sea Afar Democratic Organization is basically working to protect the rights of the Afar people of Eritrea. It's based in the Afar region of Ethiopia. Rasado, through a statement issued yesterday, welcomed inauguration of GERD, calling it an achievement of national level for all Ethiopians, hoping that such projects will be beneficial for the entire region. In the last part of the statement, Rasado hoped that people of Eritrea will have access to maritime resources and they will have access to ports after the removal of Isaias Afwerki's government. Basically, Rasado is saying that Afar people of Ethiopia, Afar people of southern Red Sea region of Eritrea, Afar people of Eritrea, Afar people of Eritrea, southern Red Sea zone people of Eritrea, they will have full access to Assab, and they will benefit from Assab, and they would like a region to benefit from Assab after the removal of Issa's government. The Sado a few weeks ago talked about secession, as if it wants secession of Afar people, Afar region from Eritrea. Criticism happened, Rasado then backed off. Now, no mention of secession. Now, Rasado is talking about protection of Afar people's rights while remaining part of Eritrea. Thanks for watching.